have my phone shit on. I have my vest on. He was only cop, where's that shit? And I went like this. I buckled it like this and dropped it to the ground. I'm like, call me a cop again.
That was kind of good. What's up, sis? I was like, I think we're going on there. You couldn't see what the purple was on.
It's the window though.
Are you doing giveaways yet? Christmas giveaways. What is this? You hit the street with it? Random houses? You know people on TV doing that.
I'm trying to get behind something.
Go ahead. Just let me know. Just let me know you're there.
I only got 2 of y'all. Everybody else is standing right now.
My head's back in my pocket like me. I think the family.
Yeah, no. Who's wagon? Burger wagon does that at night by itself. You never bought the burger wagon? Everything get that motherfucker out. I heard another joke. It says to me one way. Bobby shop. Hey, I said. Oh,
Yeah, dog. You gotta wait for it to drop. Wait for it to drop.
Hey, that was actually my wife's joke. She was like, that's just confusing down there. Oh my God.
What's up, brother O?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Always got the booze. Dee said the music should be Christmas trap. Type that in there. Type that and listen to how terrible it is. It's so fucking bad. Trap. That's what I saw.
It's the new setup. Let me explore if I will.
Yeah, it's like a target.
Is this that one mic? Is that a different mic or is that the one I gave you? That's a Rode mic? That's a big cat? It's wireless? It's a splitter. You ain't using it right now? Oh, you got the small rig?
And I can put the battery thing up here. I got another one that comes plugged in here, so I can fucking put another battery back here. Put a fucking light up there.
Oh, this for a minute. Oh, shit.
Shit.
Oh, shit. You got your own thing going.
It's too fucking windy out here, bro.
It's a good thing you got that dead cat. That's all you gonna be hearing is wind.
When we got to the park, it started snowing.
When are you going? We're not live now? Are you going live?
Yeah, it's fine.
Right now? That's why nobody coming out.
Soon as we hear
miserable.
As soon as we hit the park, it's okay. Like the type of stuff is this. It's okay though, we still traffic. Like the dog, we are perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Little White House. 2 right on the street. They ain't gonna air it. They ain't air our giveaway Sunday.
What's up, boss? Oh.
And only 12 showed up.
Yeah, I got this little thing on the fucking battery. Then what's pretty cool, bro? So you know the ones that were easy. So I got that in here. Another one of these. I got another one of this. So all I have to do is just unlock this, snap it right on there. So like if this turns into a hard drive, now, all I gotta do is fucking unsnap this, click it on.
Holy shit.
Pretty compact. Roll it up nicely. Carry it on the go.
It's right here. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sturdy.
that's your bad.
I wish I had
These ones I got your 6. There's a dude I keep seeing. He's got a big Realize Matter flag in the back window of his car, and it says I got your 6. And I keep seeing him everywhere. Every time I see him, I go like that. He's got this big ass little finger. Holy shit! You saw Kid Potter? Not Kid Potter. What's her name? If you look, she is crossing her fingers. She is.
Can you guys hear me talk, or I know you can hear them, but can you hear me as well?
I got the best catch. It says what they said the news a mandatory vaccination for.
Hey, she all right with me. That was dope.
It was?
Yeah.
I can't believe she said that. That was awesome.
Oh
She had to come
shit!
up with one foot. That's all she could do.
Yeah, it's super cold. So, oh,
Too soon. They didn't take it down.
Oh, what? Let me find out they say my folks took them down. Oh, what?
Is it for the winter or what?
dude, I can't even talk. The wind is going right in my fucking throat.
Man, he gonna kill one of us with that. He better get to the show.
That thing is hitting me
Because
so
the
many
first time
times.
he took my eye out, I'm sick.
I said he sleeps with that thing in his leg.
I'm gonna have a whole lot of butterflies.
He's in the shower like that. He's eating with it.
All right, so if you guys remember in Milwaukee, there was a immigration lawyer that was shot and killed.
I got the
It's a white lawyer shot and killed by a black man, and there's a video that just surfaced where the immigration lawyer actually kind of hunted down this guy and jumped out of the vehicle and attacked him. So now they're trying to use that video for a self-defense claim.
My soul cold is so cold now.
Thank you for showing up.
Does that make any sense? Well, let's go to
You know, like when they had at the church right there, the toys they're trying to give us, the picture.
They tried to give him all them little downs in the bag. I'm like, you're not gonna take that.
It looked like the grandma candy in the dish to go to grandma.
You know what was the funniest part
I
about
do have
that?
a brand new little kid's bike with those tags on it. This one I brought for this one. It still has the tags on it. I just tried to get them. I mean, it's not like the spokes are lost.
Them old ladies was arguing. It was a battle of the organization.
I just missed it.
Can't
It
do
was
it,
going
bro.
down. It was battle of the organization. Oh my God! It's just beating me like
Same scenario as now warehouse. Buffalo Wild in the front. You got leaders.
It is fucking unfriendly out. All right. Can you guys hear me or no? Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, it's freezing out, and it is super windy. Make sure you guys like the stream, share it out, subscribe if you're not. Make sure you guys join. We got a bunch of videos that we're uploading from the Kenosha unrest. Members get early access to those videos.
Okay. If the wind stay up there, we'll make the medium. Can we move it up there? There you go. If you want to put, I might stand it this way. Yeah, we're going to move it over here. Okay. Let them take care of that. I know, right? Alright, so we're going to move the mic stand up there so we get y'all protection of the wind. And I promise you, it's going to be direct and to the point. I promise you, this is going to be short and sweet. Oh, man. Yeah, that's my man. That's my man. Oh, my man. Yo, for sure. How could you not? Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
Ain't no more wind here, y'all.
Is the audio good? Good. Everyone good? Alright, get started. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
My name is Alan Chaboya. I'm with the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression. We're gathered here today because we have a motion hearing for Theo, or Theodore Edgecomb. We call him Theo. So we have community leaders. We have a lot of friends and family who are here gathered to support him as this motion hearing gets on its way today, prior to the trial that's scheduled for January 3rd, 2022. So we're going to hear from some community activists who have taken up this cause and are fighting for justice for Theo. So we'll get started with Justin Blake.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. We're all about here being the proper process and justice for Theo Edgecomb. We believe if you look at all the evidence in its totality, that you'll see there was no such thing as a murder, but it was something called self-defense. We've seen it in cases around the United States that were not on behalf of African Americans. When you talk about self-defense, or you talk about people in the wrong place at the wrong time, with Rittenhouse down in Kenosha, if you could consider that self-defense, which wasn't hardly self-defense, then this is easy to look at the facts, see that a bicycle can't chase a car and intimidate a car, but a car can intimidate a bicyclist, that the man was being harangued and harassed, and we believe racially profiled by somebody who the toxicology shows that there was alcohol and drugs involved, on behalf of the driver being his wife, and the court, he's acting on behalf, he's a lawyer. So when he's in court, he's acting on behalf of the court. He was not doing that at the time of the incident, but instead he was the instigator of what turned out to be a very violent act of self-defense that had to be had after watching a brother down in Marbury down in Georgia, and what happened at the end of his chase, in the end of his life. This man had a lot to live for. Brother Theo has young children that he's raising. He's a good father. He's a family man. And we're here today to get justice for Theo and get him home, back to his family for the holidays. Justice for Theo!
Justice for Theo!
And we're not going to stop until we do. We know it's a mighty frigid day today, but there's not too cold of a day for justice to happen. It is a beautiful day for justice for Theo and for his family, and for the day that he can put his hands back around his children and enjoy these holidays. So again, we asked you, he supported, their family, supported by the Blake families, by the Breonna Taylor's family and the Floyd families, who we communicate with on a weekly basis. Bianca Austin and my brother Jacob down in Minnesota, and we're going to join them tonight. But we started here. Justice starts at home. We want to make sure that Theo is able to be home for the holidays with his family. That's what looks like justice to us in Milwaukee today. So please, if you have opportunity, say a prayer, support this family, support this hard-working man that was on a bicycle, that was intimidated by a vehicle, of which the people in the vehicle have been drinking, have been doing other things, and were aggressive towards a bicyclist that ended up in the incident that occurred. It was not murder. This was an act of self-defense. We're so tired of you looking at African Americans to be the villain. This wasn't what happened in this particular case. We need the facts to be looked at, and it will bear out that the gentleman that we're talking about that we love dearly, Brother Theo, was on a bike, and you can't intimidate a car on a bike. But a bicyclist can't be intimidated by a car. So we want the jury and we want the judge, not even the jury, we want the judge to throw this out. We want him to look at the evidence in front of him. This is not a murder case. This is a case of self-defense. He's supported by the red, the black, and the green. Unity now. What after? Thank y'all. Free Theo!
Free Theo!
Justice, no peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No
No
justice,
peace!
Free Theo!
Free
Theo!
Free Theo!
Self-defense is not a crime!
Self-defense is not a crime!
Self-defense is not a crime!
Self-defense Edgecomb. All right. Thank you so much, Justin, for those words. Like you said, Theo, hardworking man, deserves to be out in time for the holidays with his family. So next, we're going to hear from Aurelia with the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression.
All right. All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aurelia Sehan, and I'm representing the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racism and Political Repression. Marker has taken up the fight to free Theo because he's been a clear victim of racist repression. Theodore acted in self-defense against the hate crime that was perpetuated against him and was racially motivated. He has been punished for protecting himself against a racist attack and painted as the criminal when he was in fact the victim. By criminalizing Theo, it sends a message that people can get away with violent racism, and the victims of said racism will be punished instead. The Alliance is honored to fight for Theo's freedom alongside everyone who is here today, especially his family members, who will fight so hard to make sure that he is freed. At this point, it is not a matter of fighting for if Theo is going to be freed, it is when, because we are going to keep on fighting up until it happens.
All right.
Free Theo!
Free Theo! That's right, that's right. Thank you so much, Aurelia, for those powerful words. Next, we're going to hear from Liz Brown with Justice Wisconsin.
All right. All right.
There you go.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for being here. Again, we're here in solidarity on behalf of Theo Edgecomb, which we clearly understand that this was self-defense. Again, we have to outline the Ken and Karen culture in which he was violently pursued, called out his name during a time when he was minding his business in the process of going home to his peers. Again, we have to understand also that we're dealing with a replay of Ahmaud Arbery, because right here we have judges, district attorneys, police figures who we now know were who spoke highly of the deceased. We're looking for the wife to be charged because, one, as you can see in the video footage, that she was violently pursuing Theo. Had she went home instead of taking orders from her husband to pursue him violently, he would be alive. So we know that she should be charged with manslaughter. We know that she should be charged also for lying to the police about what occurred that night. We understand that there were several individuals. We understand that there was several footage. The judge stated that he had seen this video several times and that it didn't look to him as if Mr. Edgecomb was being pursued, or was it just how people in Milwaukee drive? Again, that's failure for him to act. This is benign neglect. This right here, again, shows the buddyship of the criminal organization that we're dealing with DA John Chisholm and his office and their failure to do their job. Again, Theo was fighting for his life. And it's sad to say that now he's fighting for his life again in a system who claim that they're jets. Right now, we have a man that's fighting for his life for a second time for protecting his life the first time. MPD, the district attorney's office, these judges, all the fire and police commission, the mayor, this is the failure of years of benign neglect. And again, black people have been fighting and screaming, and our cries seem to go unheard. And now they're trying to flip the script to hold it against the people who have a right to be free, because they stated that we are not guilty until they prove us guilty. But how is that when Theo's right now locked away from his children, when the video footage who the family had to release, they had this footage. This is again a repeat of Ahmaud Arbery and the cover-up that they thought was going to be a one-hitter quitter. But again, the universe and the universal laws are uncovering what we now know is that black people have never got justice. That this system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and that's trying to stop those who are less than from having justice. So we stand in solidarity with all of these individuals, and we will not rest until there's an indictment coming down on every last one of these figures who decided to turn their head when they knew what this was, a clear-cut case of self-defense. And I ask you again, why isn't the wife arrested? We are demanding her arrest. Involuntary manslaughter, because if it was somebody black, I know many of individuals who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and they're looking at football numbers. We want Angie Clearman locked up. And we want Theo home with his family where he has a right to be there. As a black man in America, like I stated, during Karen and Ken culture, when you have white individuals that feel like they can impede on a black person's right to jog, right to be in a store, accused and convicted by the media and all those that allowed this narrative to be spent. So again today, we are here fighting for Theo, and we will not stop until we get justice from the top to the bottom. Thank you.
All right. Free Theo! Free Theo! Free Theo! Free Theo! Free Theo! Free Theo!
All right. Next, we're going to hear from Vaughn Mays. We'll come first.
All right.
I'm not going to stand before y'all too long. I just want to reiterate some of the things that you've heard already. First of all, I want to say that all evidence matters. That was not taken into account into this particular case. Theo did his due diligence and his duty to retreat. You see he tried several times to avoid and retreat his vehicle and these people, even to the point of going off the road onto the sidewalk and trying to escape further down some stairs. And he was pursued even off of the road by this individual. We even see the victim follow him closer than the victim that they say pursued Kyle, to where they justify him in self-defense. This is, as a person for who I am, I believe that we see what we see now because of who Clearman was, and that his status and his close proximity to other figures as to why we see these particular charges and an attempt to ignore Theo's right to self-defense. But that cannot happen. If for who I am, if I did something to somebody and they had to defend themselves against me, I would want you to make the right decision. If Clearman was a good person and stood for justice and what he was supposed to represent in law, then he will understand what he did was wrong and that this man should not be being held to this standard. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. All evidence matters, and free Theo.
Free Theo.
Theo. And let me just add this. We're average people. We're lay people. So let's understand that as an officer of the court, they are held at a higher esteem than regular people. He was an officer of the court, and he was not acting as such when he and his wife were trying to intimidate Theo. Also ask you this, believe what your eyes tell you. That car followed the man. The car almost bumped him off the road. They continued to chase him down until there was a confrontation. Had they gone home, there wouldn't have been a confrontation. There's where the self-defense comes in. Believe what your eyes tell you. Free Theo! Free Theo!
All right. Thank you, everyone who spoke. Thank you to Mia for coming out and covering this important story. We shouldn't have been here. This should have been covered from day one.
Right.
That evidence was there. But instead, Theo was depicted as a murderous black man. Because that's a narrative that fits, right? That's a narrative that fits. We want black people to turn over and just die, right? We celebrate them. What did Nancy Pelosi say? She said, George Floyd is a hero. He sacrificed his life for our country. But then you have Theo, who stands back, stands up, defends himself, and he's labeled murderous. That is not, we're tired of it. Theo should be free. He should be home. He should be snuggling with his babies.
That's right.
We shouldn't have to be here right now. But this is what we do, right? We're out here, we speak the truth, we support the families, and we get justice. And if we don't get justice today, we're going to be on that corner again of Holton and Brady on Thursday at 5 p.m. picketing again until Theo comes home.
All right.
All right.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Free Theo!
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 All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Wrap it up. It's cold.
All right, for me.
Thank you, everyone.